Hey everybody, I actually finally made it. Hopefully you can see this okay. I was having some technical difficulties, I guess you would say. I took me several times to be able to get in here, and it kept telling me that the app had stopped, so I finally ended up having to shut down my phone and then also log out and log back in Facebook, and it finally let me in. So hopefully I just wanted to share with you guys. Some of you know, some of you don't, that I took on another new company. I guess it's called Chalk Couture, but adding it to my different craft things that I already do. And I just got my first big order in. Well, actually, I got it last week, but yeah, life gets crazy. So this is the first that I've had to be able to go ahead and come on here and go ahead and show everybody what all I got. And I got a lot of goodies that I'm going to have a lot of fun with. And I'll post different things that I make with and all of this. So let's just get started. To explain to you what Chalk Couture is, for those of you who don't know, it is a chalk paste, and you use it with transfers that are like silk screens. And you put it down, and you just literally squeegee it over the top, squeegee it back off, pull up the transfer, and voila, you've got a gorgeous project. And in my order today, you can see some of these projects, by the way, too, on the Facebook page. These Designs on Life. And let's see, I haven't posted any yet to my blog, but I haven't gotten a whole lot of things since I started that. But also, you can go ahead and check out all of the different transfers that they have, the chalks. They've just come out with inks, so you can do stuff on fabrics and heat set it. You can do things on ceramics, on metal, on all kinds of things and heat set it. You can do things on glass, like coffee mugs and that type of thing. Heat set it in your oven. And I've seen some gorgeous projects done. I just bought material. Yeah, I got a great deal. You can go ahead and check out all of the different. Second here. I'm sorry about that. I have a trying to be able to keep track of comments that I need. On metal, on all kinds of things. Forgot to turn my volume off on my other one so that I could keep track of any comments or anything. Sorry about that. But I've done some projects. I haven't gotten a whole lot done, but you can see them, like I said, on the Facebook page. You can see all of the different transfers and inks and all of this if you go to DeesDesignsOnLife.com. Nope, sorry. I always forget part of it. DeesDesignsOnLife.chalkcouture.com. And there you can find all of the things that they have, and that you can look at projects that have been done and all kinds of things. But let's get started. And one of the things that, if you're not going to be chalking on some of the chalkboards and different things that Chalk Couture themselves have, sometimes you'll need to use what is called chalk paste. And they have this little tube, and you just literally put it on, wipe it off good, and then that just preps your surface so that the chalk will adhere better. And I got one of those. And we have different size squeegees and for doing different projects and whatnot. And I've got a small one that I've cut in half. I need to order some more, but they were out. But one of the things, there are some pretty large transfers that they have. And so I thought it would be handy to have their largest one. And they're kind of flexible. And like I said, you just literally, you take the ones, and I've even done chalk. Part of what I've done with the chalk, I've done with paintbrushes. And I do have a video on that is on my page. But here is their large 4-inch squeegee. And I figured this would come in pretty handy for squeegeeing everything off. Put this down just a bit here. But for squeegeeing everything off the transfer when you're doing a very large transfer. Alrighty, let's get started with, they've changed. They started out, they had just 2-ounce inks and, or chalk paste, and then even the chalk inks when we first introduced them. But they have changed, and they are going from the 2-ounce to a 3-ounce. And there's quite a bit of difference. And the original 2-ounce ones were done more by weight, where these are actually going to be done more by volume, from what I understand. But these are a couple of the inks. I got a shimmery copper one. It's called, well, this is just called copper, but when the new ones come out in the 3-ounce of these, I believe it's going to be called shimmery copper. And I thought, oh, I can just see some gorgeous things with that. And then here's just a basic white. And they're all mixed up here in the packages. So these are the chalk pastes. And let's see. This one is the aquamarine. And this one is, I believe, the brick. Nope, this is just the regular red. Chalk paste. And here's a couple more inks. As I said, they have got every color under the sun. And one of the things I made sure to do was got something in the basic colors, because that's one advantage of having some artistic training, I guess you could say, is knowing what to do with the primary colors of the red, yellow, and blue in order to make colors that you don't have. So I got a nice pretty yellow, and this one is called Bumblebee. This is one of the inks. Here's another ink, and then this is a candy apple red. Let's see. One thing I did find out, though, and let's see, here's a chalk paste that is in lemon yellow, which, if you take a good look, you can see there's this very subtle difference between the Bumblebee and the lemon yellow. But one of the things that I did discover with this one right here, I'm not sure I like the big 3-ounce ones, only because these 2-ounce ones have an extra cover inside, and these do not. And this one had leaked, and it was a mess to clean up, but it was a pretty mess anyway. And this one is a mint green. And what do we have here? Here is another Chalk Couture ink, and this one is called Couture Teal. Very similar to the aquamarine, but as you can see, once again, just a very subtle difference. And another chalk paste, this one called Sand. And just a basic black chalk paste. And a basic black ink. And this is a chocolate chalk paste. And some of these new transfers that I got with this order is something that is going to go on my wall. Because yes, you can even use this to decorate your wall. The neat thing about the Chalk Couture is if you do not seal it, then you can wash it off. You can take their basic chalkboards, or if you treat it with the wax paste and so on. There are some surfaces that, it may leave a little bit of staining. Usually if you use the chalk paste, then, it's it doesn't, from what I understand. I haven't tried it on a lot of surfaces yet, but you can just take a damp cloth when you're through with it, or you want to change it out. Like you have a board that you want to do seasonally, that you want to have hanging up. I've seen some of them do ones that say welcome, and then they'll change it out for the different holidays. They'll change it for the different seasons, and they'll just take off everything but the welcome, and then they'll put other things for that season on there. And I've already done one where I have taken and washed it off because I made a mistake. So, hey, if you make a mistake, it's easy to fix. And these are the next little thing. Yeah, they were packed in with the inks, and so at first I thought, oh, these were missing. And it was just another ink, but it's not. These are my chalk chips. And I'm thinking there's all kinds of goodies, things that I can do with these. So, we shall find out what all I can do. But these, and the neat thing is, you could, I think, they come with even a little piece so that they don't scratch in between. But I wish these were just a little bit bigger, but I could even see making these into coasters, which I will show you in a minute, because a couple of projects that I have done, and coasters are something that I did. These are just little 3-inch rounds, and I have all kinds of ideas for these. Okay, now let's get into some of the goodies. We have got transfers galore. And here is one. It's just little teeny hearts. And you'll notice on here these little teeny white lines here, because if you left it on there, you could just do this whole thing and have that all show, through and everything. But you can cut them apart on these lines so you can use them all individually. And all of our transfers are like that. There's some of the transfers that I have thought, wow, these are really kind of expensive. But then when you start looking at them and you realize actually how many different transfers and how many different things you can do with that one transfer, and you break it down, they're really not that expensive. Plus, they're reusable. They come with a sticky backing on them. And what you want to do before you use them is you want to stick them down to your shirt, to a towel, or something like that, and do what they call fuzzing it, especially on certain surfaces, because that way it doesn't stick too much and is too hard and stretch the transfer when you go to bring it back. Alrighty, and here is this one. I love this one. I'm hoping these aren't showing backwards for you, but with my kind of luck, they probably are. But this one says, wicked chickens lay deviled eggs, and kitchens close. This heifer's had it. Part of these, well, this one in particularly, because right now our kitchen at work is roosters, and they're some different sayings and so on. And this rooster on here pretty much matches the one that is on some things in the kitchen. So I'm going to make some kitchen towels with some of the inks and put this on it and take them and give them to my boss. And I should take these out so you can see every single word and so on, but I'm not going to try taking them out of the package today, sorry. This one, I like, I'm a child of God. And then across the top, it says, choose, be, and write. So you can take all of these different words, and you can just put down, a part of it and use some of these up here at the top. There's just so many mix and match, and there are different transfers that you can mix with other transfers. And sorry about the glare. My lighting in here is not always the best, and if I don't get it just right, sorry about that. Okay. One of these days I'll get this figured out so that I can do this and have it so everything isn't backwards. And here's another one I like. Of course, growing up in Michigan, first day of deer season growing up was always a day off school. It was a holiday as far as I was concerned. But this transfer right here, and it's got different leaves and flowers, and then it says wander, wild, and free, and each one of these, the way that they're done out, you can cut them and use them separately. And then, of course, you have the deer horns. And it's a pretty nice looking rack, you know? So. And here's another one that, like I said, even some of the smaller ones, that they have so many different things you can do. This one, it's got the bee up here, says be happy, has the honeycomb, says humble and kind, hive rules, and it has, it looks like a little crown to me almost, and then says queen bee, and I guess it is supposed to be a crown. Looks that way anyway. And this is one that has been very, very popular. And this is one that is made to be layered. There are several of them. There are some of the flowers and different things. Because you can put down one portion of it and then let it dry. And you can even take just a hairdryer or a heat tool and be able to go through that or over it. And it takes no time at all to get it to dry. And then you just put the other one over top and you finish it up. This is the vintage truck, which some of you I know, ones that I went to school with and so on. We all know about those. Vintage trucks. And like I said, with the ink, then they just recently come out with the inks. They have two different mats that you can get. This is a long one that we have pillowcases for a lumbar pillow, and this one is made to fit perfectly in it. And you just slide the mat in, then you put your transfer down on your fabric that you're using, whether it's a pillowcase, whether it's a t-shirt, whatever, but you put this in between the layers, and then you put your transfer down and you run your ink over it and pull your transfer off, and then take the ink out. You may want to put something else kind of in between just to make sure it doesn't bleed through when you heat set it. And you let it dry before you heat set it. And once again, you can take a hairdryer, you can take a actual heat tool, whatever, to dry it with, but you don't want to leave the mat inside because it will mess up your mats. But you can do that, and then you can heat set it. And I have not done any of those projects yet. This is the first of the inks that I've had. But like I said, I came into a deal when I went to Walmart the other day, and I came across this material that is just a perfect weight and so on for doing the pillow covers. And I have some pillows, and I thought, oh, you know, I could change them up that way and just slip them into a new thing that I've done something on with the inks or whatever. So I bought enough to do 6 pillow covers. And what I thought it was going to cost me, it cost me half of that. I paid $2 for enough material to do 6 pillow covers. So I'm going to have some fun. That is that mat. Then we have a bigger one that you can use for doing, like I said, t-shirts and different things. These mats, one thing too, you can get them if there's smaller things you want to do, like baby onesies or even bibs or, you know, whatever. And you can actually cut these down to fit into what you're working on. And now here, also, these I will take out of the packages. See if I can get it quick sticking here. This is one of their chalkboards. And this is just a little shaped one. And it comes with the twine so that you can tie it in and hang it up. And one of the things I like with these too is they're finished on both sides. So if you want to do something to you know, just change and just flip it over and have two. Like you could take two of these and you could do winter something on one, spring, and then you could do a summer and fall on another one, and just keep switching them out. And now with their chalkboards, you do not have to use the chalk paste because they are a porcelain magnetic chalkboards. And now I'm not sure about these. I'll have to check. But I know they're big chalkboards with beautiful frames and everything. Those have a 50-year warranty on them. And yes, they are expensive, but you know, with a 50-year warranty on them, you can't knock that, really. And let's see, here is, I have this one in white that I did a video on what I had put on it. This is just a 10-inch circle. But once again, it is finished both sides and ready to go. And any number of things that you can do, and comes with the twine for hanging. Now to get back to the transfers, I was talking about, you know, some of them are kind of good size, and this is one of the smaller good sized ones. But I love this. Across the top it says, "Love is spoken here." But then on the bottom it says, "Be still and know that I am God." And that's Psalms 46:10. This is one of the ones that I was talking about that is going to be going on my wall. In my living room, some of you have seen pictures, some of you have not. I have wooden blinds, and I really didn't want curtains. On one end, because I have a very long living room, and on one end, I have put just one of the scarves. It's draped across and then comes down. And all of the rest of the windows are just the wooden blinds. I just didn't want curtains over them. But I'm going to take these, and I'm actually going to put that. I have one big double window that I am going to use that in the middle. And then I have some other things that I'm going to curve around the sides. And then on those two smaller windows on that side, I'm just going to do the things that curve around the top corners of the windows. Now here is another one that I absolutely love. It's Love, Charity, Hope, and Faith. And then there's just different size, different designs of crosses. And I already have some projects in mind for some of these. For one thing, right now I'm working on some different projects for our VFW. We are going to be having a dominoes tournament here in just another week and a half, 2 weeks. And then they're going to have a silent auction and so on. So I'm trying to do some things to be able to donate to that. And now this is one of the big transfers that I was talking about. I'm not even sure if I can get this in so you can see the whole thing at once. Yeah, I think you can. But on my big window, I was talking about the Be Still and Know That I'm God, which is going to go in the middle. And this one, it's called Boho Flowers. But this is the one that I plan on turning and going around the corner at the top of the window with. And it's just going to be in this basic chocolate because my walls are kind of a light tan. And then I'll decide later if I want to go back in and maybe add some color to it. But I can do that with just a little paintbrush and thin the paste down a little bit. And then if I get sick of them, I can just wipe it off. I can put something different. And that, to me, is fantastic because, you know, there's not a lot of things you can do that with. And there's so much haute couture that you can do to create your own. Matter of fact, let me show you. I've got them back here. That's everything that was in this first order. These are two of the things that I have done recently. 4 projects that are going to go for the silent auction. And I like to make coasters with ceramic blocks. So I did one of the transfers that I have, and I just kind of laid it in different positions and chalked the flowers on. Then I sealed it with a Krylon spray sealer so that the moisture isn't going to get to the chalk. So it doesn't matter, you know, you can set wet stuff on here and it's not going to come off. And you can do that with your chalkboards if you want to do something that's permanent. If you do things, make things to sell, you can do that with the Chalk Couture and seal them like that, and you don't have to worry. Your customers, you can do things and actually put them in frames. There's just any number of things you can do with it and have tons and tons of fun creating your own things. And I'm going to do some playing around too with some other materials that I have. I've been looking and I found online where I can order some of the silkscreen mesh because I have a fabric. It's actually a printable, and you can cut it. And I have my Cricuts and all of that. So that's one of the things I plan on doing is playing around with that and seeing if I can do some of my own designs too. But now here is one of the other projects that I have done. Just a little wooden plaque. And once again, this is the full transfer that I used, you know, portions of on these coasters. And it says, "Live life in full bloom." And hello, Tammy. I just saw that you came in. Thank you. And I'm just about through, but you can go back and watch the replay here in a little bit. But I'm really loving the Chalk Couture. And like I said, if you want to check it out, and if you have questions on it, just send me a message. But if you want to go to thesedesignsonlife.chalkcouture.com, you can see all of the different things I'm talking about, all the different transfers, all the inks, all of the squeegees, and the whole 9 yards. And hello, Megan. Thank you for popping in. You can go over there and you can check it all out. And like I said, you can use it for yourself. You can use it for making extra money. If you have any questions, please just ask. And if I don't know the answer, I'll find somebody that does. Probably Megan. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Megan. I wish. But then the Chalk Couture, like I said, it can be done on just about anything. When I do my walls that I'm talking about doing, I will do a video and I'll show you what I've done. So I hope that you've enjoyed seeing what some of the things I've done so far and what all I've gotten in my order. And I'm finally getting things caught up around my house and in my yard. So hopefully I'm going to actually have more time to craft and do the videos and do the things that I really want to get to be doing. And I have to give glory to God for a lot of it, because when I was sick here almost a month ago, and I missed several days of work one week, and I missed another day the next week. But I think there had been a lot more going on for a lot longer than I realized. And when God healed me, He healed me. And He has given me back more energy and more stamina than I have felt in probably the last 3 or 4 years. And I didn't even realize it until I got back to being more my old self. And I have this year, the last couple of few years, since I moved into this house, because the yard was kind of a mess when I moved in here, and I have been trying to get it cleaned up. And this year He has allowed me the energy and so on to get out there, get it done. Some of you may have seen the picture that I posted at the front of the house. Um, it has been a disaster the last couple of years because the spring rains came and everything got out of control, and it was weeds and the grass would get way too tall and I couldn't get out there. It'd be raining when I had the time. I'm with working full time and doing everything that I do, but he gave me what I needed. He gave me things back, gave me energy, gave me stamina, gave me so much that I have to give him the glory and say thank you. But sorry to get off on a tangent. I can tend to do that sometimes. But I thank you for listening, and I hope you've enjoyed seeing my new cache of products and how they can be used. Check out some of the videos I've already done, and I will have more. Yes, Megan, I do believe that. So even singing, I couldn't for a while, and I have been able to these last few weeks. I've been singing back in church again, and some songs that I hadn't sang in a lot of years, but I have been able to do more of that because for a while I'd start singing and I didn't know if it was going to come out, or I haven't been able to hit the notes that I used to because of my thyroid really screwed things up with my voice, and that is hard for me because back in the day when I was in choir in school and all of this, I had such a range. I could do all but the first two or three and the last two or three notes on a piano. And in our concerts and so on, I used to get put wherever they needed somebody. It didn't matter if it was a first soprano part. It didn't matter if it was a tenor, an alto, a bass. That's where I got put because I could do the range. I can't. I'm lucky to barely get in the middle anymore. But, and yes, Megan, I've seen some of the ones that you have set for joining on Smule. And they're ones that either I don't know or I just can't hit it anymore. But one of these days, there's going to be some and I'll get to join you. Okay, well, I better get off of here. And I still have some things to accomplish tonight, which this weekend I have managed for the first time in a long time to accomplish a lot. And I just give God the glory and thank you for all being here. And check back and catch the first part of the video and you can see all the goodies I got. We will talk to you guys later. Thank you. God bless you.